Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope students you are doing good. Students, we were discussing your chapter of history. In that, the last topic which we have discussed was who all groups participations were there for the civil disobedience movement. Okay, today we are going to start the new thing. Okay, we have already discussed about the civil disobedience movement in detail. So today we will discuss about the symbols of Indian nationalism. So for that, first of all, let's just see the video.
All Indians celebrate Independence Day with enthusiasm. What feelings do we have on this day? We feel united and feel that we all belong to the same nation. We feel we are one family, isn't it? We share the feeling of belonging to one nation. But how did all the people living in the region, now known as India, come to develop this feeling of nationalism? India has a diversity of religion, languages and communities. Then, how did the people who were so different from each other realize that they all collectively belonged to the same country? How did feeling of nationalism arise in the people? Let's find answers to these questions. The course of...
Yes students, so in this topic we are going to discuss about that how the feeling of nationalism took place to the people of our country. Okay, like we all are knowing that we used to say for our country that there is a unity in diversity. Why it is said like that? Because we are having the diversity in every aspect. If whether it's like the religions are different, the castes are different, and this all are different. Why? Because there are number of states. Okay, like we are having 29 states. All the states and the union territories, they all are having the different cultures. Okay, and they are having the different beliefs and practices. So because of that, what happened that people are having the different beliefs, but still they all are united. How? So they all are having a feeling that they all are united as a citizen of a country, that they all are Indian. So now we will discuss that how this feeling of nationalism took place in the people. Okay.
The Indian national movement gave rise to a sense of unity amongst the people. Besides, various cultural practices such as songs, folklore, fictional stories, prints and symbols perpetuated the feeling of nationalism. An image or a figure is generally used to represent a country. This helps people to identify with the nation, like Indians generally identify the country as Bharat Mata. The association of India visually as Bharat Mata was first done by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay as he was deeply affected by the Swadeshi movement.
So it is saying now that how we people are feeling united, and there are different symbols, signs which actually attach our feelings to that all beliefs. So here it is saying that Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay was the person who has given this symbol in the picture and belief of Bharat Mata to our country people. Okay, why it is there? Because he was so much influenced to the Swaraj movement. Okay, so let's just see the other details.
In the 1870s, he went on to write the hymn Vande Mataram, whereby he paid homage to the country and called it the motherland. This hymn became so popular that it served as a motivating song sung during the Swadeshi movement. The Swadeshi movement influenced Rabindranath Tagore to paint the famous image of Bharat Mata. Here, Bharat Mata is painted as a calm, serene woman and an ascetic dispensing learning, food and clothing. Devotion to this image equaled love for the country. Similarly, nationalism captured the imagination of different artists and they projected their own versions of Bharat Mata.
So basically the Bharat Mata image was drawn by Rabindranath Tagore and it was given, the concept was given by the Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. And what is there, what they have shown the diversity and the necessity which is required in our country. So that is learning, food, aesthetic, that is the spiritual beliefs, the religion practices and all, and then the clothing thing. Okay, it is saying that the different artists presented their own version of Bharat Mata. So obviously this is like very known to you all people. Okay, so that everybody is having their different imaginations. Okay, so likewise only they all have drawn the picture of Bharat Mata as of their own different beliefs. Okay, let's just see the next video.
Revival of Indian folklore was also instrumental in developing nationalistic feelings. Indian nationalists toured all over the country, collected folklore, ballads and legends as they were believed to represent the traditional culture.
Yes, so now we are saying that how the feeling of nationalism took place and what are the different things which have came. Okay, so it is now saying that different folk tales have also given a true picture of the Indian tradition and culture. Of course, and here the examples are The Monkey and the Foolish King, a tale from Panchtantra. So, such you people are aware of these stories, okay, of Panchtantra, and we are having a great histories, okay. So that all are why we are studying that, because to know our tradition, our culture, our beliefs which were there in the old practices and how we have inculcated that all things to us. So that is why it's here. Okay, let's see.
The folklore helped to give a national identity to people from different backgrounds and instill a sense of pride in them.
Yes, so while knowing the different types of the stories, history, culture of our country, we are developing a spirit of pride in ourselves that yes, we people are belong to this country which are having the great history, values and cultures. So examples like of epic stories, the story of Krishna, the Shakuntala and likewise. Okay.
In Bengal, Rabindranath Tagore led the movement for folk revival. He collected ballads, nursery rhymes and myths. Similarly, Natasa Shastri of Madras published a 4-volume collection of Tamil folklore named The Folklore of Southern India. It consisted of folklore from South India. Gradually, the nationalists realized the role of icons and symbols in developing nationalistic sentiment. One such significant icon was the Tricolour flag designed during the Swadeshi movement. The Tricolour flag with red, green and yellow had 8 lotuses and a crescent moon. The 8 lotuses represented the 8 provinces of British India and the crescent moon represented the Hindus and Muslims. In 1921, Gandhiji designed another tricolour with the spinning wheel in the centre, which stood for self-help. Carrying the flag and holding it high reflected nationalism and became an act of resistance against the British rule.
So this is the story that how this tricolor Indian flag came. So it was introduced by Gandhiji, who has represented the different stories. You people are knowing that which color shows what, okay, what is the like importance of each color in our flag. And previously we are having in middle that charkha thing, okay, but that is a spinning wheel, okay, and then afterwards, because it is like from the one side it is like proper and the other side it is not propering, the symbol is not coming proper, so that is why it got removed, and then only the Ashok chakra, that only the chakra was there, because from either side it shows the equal thing only, okay. So in that way Gandhiji has given us our own Indian flag, okay, that is the tricolor one, so that we can believe that yes, we are having some, a particular identity we can show, and it is saying that the holding the flag high become an act of resistance against British. So when people are holding the flag high and they are resisting, so it is showing that how eagerly they all want independence, okay.
The British thought of Indians as being backward and primitive. The nationalists realized the need to develop a sense of pride in the nation. Hence, they began to reinterpret history to highlight Indian achievements of the past. They showcased the flourishing art, architecture, science, maths, law, trade, craftsmanship and philosophy of the earlier times, which had become shrouded due to colonization.
Yes, so it's like well known that the British have done a lot of exploitation to the people of country in the ancient time, okay, before independence. So we were having a very great history and a very great development in the different fields like science, law, craftsmanship, philosophy, trade, maths and architecture. But as there is a colonialization from British to our country, now this all things were like faded away. So in the process of this freedom fighting struggle, now again people are like trying to highlight the importance of our country, so that people will know and they will have a sense of pride for themselves, okay, and they will do more and more eagerly about the struggle of this Indian struggle movement for the independence.
All these symbols helped develop feelings of nationalism amongst people. But there were problems too. Since the majority population was Hindu, the symbols generally represented Hindu icons, alienating other communities. Post-independence, the Republic of India has several official national symbols, in addition to the tricolour and emblem.
So yes, student, what it is said that because India is a country where the major population belongs to Hindu religion, so what happened that whatever the symbols were there, the indications are there, okay, of the belongingness of the people, the different the symbols which will make them feel a sense of pride to them. But in that what happened, because they were like focusing to the major population, okay, the other population which belong to the different religions feels left out, okay, that they have felt like a sense of ignorance. So likewise these all are the reasons, that all are the seeds why this this quarrel took place in such a large manner, that right now it is like a very big a problem in our country, that Hindu Muslim rights and all these things took place, because from that time only this all small issues were like feeded in people's mind, and that was the result that why now so much of riots took place in the name of religions. But it is now saying, I guess you people are knowing this all things, okay, that after the independence, it is saying post-independence, we were having the symbols for everything, like we are having tiger as a national animal, peacock as a national bird, banyan tree as a national tree, lotus as a national flower, and mango as a national fruit. So these all are like a symbol which represents the quality of our country, what speciality we are having in our country. Okay.
Who designed the Swaraj flag? Select the correct option and click submit.
So right now only we have like discussed that who has designed the Swaraj flag. So there are 4 options, that is Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore and Nedsa Shastri. So I have just told you that who has designed.
Oops, please try again.
Sorry for this,
In 1921, Mahatma Gandhi had designed the Swaraj flag.
Okay, so actually Rabindranath Tagore has designed this Bharat Mata sculpture, that idea, but we are saying about the Swaraj flag. So flag was introduced by Mahatma Gandhi in 1921.
Who led the folk revival movement in Bengal? Select the correct option and click submit.
Now the next question, it is about who led the folk revival movement in Bengal. There are 4 options, that is Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, Natesha Shastri or Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. So let's just see the right answer.
Folk revival movement was led by Rabindranath Tagore in Bengal.
So it can ask in the exam that who has led the folk revival movement in Bengal. So the answer will be what? That is Rabindranath Tagore.
Let us do a quick recap of the important points learned in the topic.
Okay, so here is the summary of the topic which we have discussed. So we have discussed that nationalism is the feeling of belonging to a nation. This feeling developed in a diverse country like India with the help of many symbols. Okay, so what all symbols were helpful for making this sense of belonging among the countrymen? So there are 5 points mentioned here. The first one, it is saying the popular hymn, that is Vande Mataram, was authored by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay in 1870. So this all things you should note it down. It can ask in 1 mark question, because the 1 mark question is going to be a tricky one only. Okay. Now the second one, it is saying the revival of Indian folklore and preserving of the folk tradition helped people develop their national identity. Okay, so storing our culture, the folk dance, the speciality of all the different states, that also help to preserve our tradition and the sense of belonging also. Then it is saying that Rabindranath Tagore and Natesha Shastri were the well-known icons of the folk revival movement. Okay, fourth one, it is saying the Swaraj flag was designed by Gandhi ji in 1921, and carrying the flag was considered a symbol of national identity. In that, again it is saying that designing posters and creating symbols also help capture the imagination of people. So basically these are the things which were like we have covered in this topic. Okay, this is like a easy one only. Only the few information which we have discussed. That there is like more chances that if the questions will be come from this topic, so it will be like that only, that who has made the flag of Swaraj, okay, or who has given the slogan of this Vande Mataram. So this all information which I have told you, that you have to note it down and remember, okay, for the exam. Now let's just see few questions. Among that, what kind of questions can be generated from this topic. So let's just go for the quiz session. Yes, so now it is saying the first question in this is, which of the following words do not portray the characteristics of the image of Bharat Mata painted by Rabindranath Tagore? So we have discussed the features. So here are 4 features: calm, divine, composed and fierce. So let's see what is the answer. Of course, in the characteristics of the portrait of Bharat Mata, there is a function like what are the qualities which were there. So that is the calm, divine and composed, but this fierce is not there. Okay. Now the next question it is asking, what became a symbol of defiance during marches? Okay, so there are 3 options: delivering speeches, carrying the flag and holding it aloft. The aloft means what? High. Okay, and giving speeches. So we have discussed something about the flags. Yes, so carrying the flag and holding it aloft use a symbol of a defiance during marches. Now it is saying the next question is, who is the author of Anand Math? There are 3 options, that is Rabindranath Tagore, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay or Mahatma Gandhi. So the answer is what? Rabindranath Tagore. So students, this all questions please learn it properly, because these are the tricky questions. There is a chance that this kind of questions can come, okay, and then if you will not go through this all, then you will feel surprised in the exam. Now it is saying, what were the aspects that played a part in making of the feeling of nationalism? There are 4 options: folklore and songs, second is capital, third is collective belonging, and 4th is popular print and symbols. Okay, so let's just see. Okay, so there are 3 aspects that played an part in making the feeling of nationalism, that is the folklore and songs, collective belonging and popular prints and symbols. The last question from this topic is, do you feel people of the other communities felt left out by the icons of Indian nationalism? Yes, the other communities which were the minorities have felt left out. Okay, so that is why if like this is going to be asked, you have to write yes. Now, as all the major topics are covered, like first of all we have discussed about the non-cooperation movement, then we have discussed about the participant groups of non-cooperation movement, then the civil disobedience movement, then the participant groups of the civil disobedience movement and symbols of Indian nationalism. So likewise students, the chapter is like over now. Okay, now what is left is about your hard work. Okay, you people have to read the book thoroughly and then you have to write all the question answers in your notebook. Okay, so that it will be a complete task, okay, so that you will have a practice also, and don't just copy it down while you are writing. You just read, understand, and then write, okay, and write in a point-wise manner, okay. Try to develop that sense of finding and remembering the key features of all the topics, so that it will be easy for you to understand and remembering for the all answers, okay. So likewise, you have to prepare for your all the topics for your exams, okay. So students, for this session, this much only, okay. In next class, we will start the new chapter. This chapter is over, okay. So just now it's about your part, that you have to read the book and find out all the question answers. If any problem is there, you can ask me, okay. Thank you, class.